After Jared moved to Arizona, we really had to keep priorities straight. We really had to keep moving forward. And the only way to do that was starting to audition new drummers. We talked to a lot of different people. We had a lot of different people that were interested, but we were kind of looking for a set thing, somebody that really wanted to be in it for the long run. Given all that, we ended up finding this gentleman named Dave.
One day, Bryan came to the band and told me that he had found a guy on Facebook, saw him in your people you may know section, and it just happened to be a dude whose profile picture was him playing the drums. And Bryan befriended him and sent him a message and asked him to audition for the Crossroads. I would be lying if I said I was anything but skeptical.
Man, Dave's a great guy. We were all real unsure about, what Dave's place was going to be, whether he was just going to fill in for some shows we had coming or if he was going to be permanent, and he's just working out so good. It's been a great experience knowing Dave. He's very dependable, shows up at every show, he's never had to turn us down, and he's an absolutely rigid drummer, just perfect timing.
I thought there was no way that this random person that popped in as people you may know was going to be this missing link that we had been searching for. Even when Dave showed up for his very first practice and it went great, as Dave left, Bryan said, "That's the guy. This is the guy we're going to move forward with." How could we know that after only one? And after we've gone through 3 drummers already? But I gotta tell ya, and I won't admit this often, I was wrong. Dave Train, choo-choo, motherfucker. That guy's the one. We love Dave.
And he was able to come over and we were able to go through almost like the entirety of our set within the first day. So it was really impressive. Right off the bat, I knew that we had our guy. I just kind of have these feelings sometimes. When something feels right, you have to go with it. And when it comes to music, you can't force fuck it. You can't just make people play. They have to vibe. So within those situations, feeling has so much to do with it, and Dave's definitely got the feel.
I'm Dave Snotherman, aka Dave Train, and choo-choo motherfucker. I'm the drummer for the Crossroads. I sit behind the kit and I keep the beat, and I like to have fun. I maybe look at my approach to drumming kind of like a BMX rider would on a track. It's to win the race, you want to keep your back wheel on the ground, so you're always driving in some ways. And so in that aspect, and how it relates to throwing a lot of fills. And, I like to maybe keep it a little bit more simple. It helps me create a little bit more pocket, but a little bit more drive. It keeps it moving and in motion, and in the same way, create a whole lot of space to highlight the other members playing, and especially the vocals and stuff like that. Definitely not, outdo it, but how am I gonna be under it, be behind it to make it, to highlight it as best I can.
Barter Fair was one of Dave's first shows with us, so I think that it was a good way for him to really kind of put himself out there as, the new standard. Barter Fair 2024, it was pretty incredible getting to play main stage during the day.
The second time that we went to Barter Fair was very exciting for us because we got the main stage slot on Saturday. I have to say, for me, the coolest part of that performance was when it started raining and we decided to break out our new song, Rain Today. And through half of the song, it was raining, and then the rain cleared up just as Bryan's singing, "When Will the Sun Return?" And it felt glorious. It felt timed. We couldn't have done it better if we had planned it.
the clouds parted and the sun shined through. Just seemed meant to be.
Odd weather, like it started raining and then we had the perfect song for that. As soon as it got to the breakdown, it started sunshining and the snow and rain stopped.
Barter Fair, it is kind of a little bit of a toss-up. You're out in the open, you're out in the elements, so you never really know what's gonna happen as far as or sunshine or rain or crowd or whatever, but you go on stage and you just take that moment and have the most fun and make the very most possible of it. Main stage Barter Fair. Barter Fair is always a really good time. Every time I go, I have a blast and I get to see the friends and everything like that. Just to be asked to play the main stage is a total privilege and total honor.
Barter Fair main stage, I was a little nervous. I feel like that was one of our better performances. It was raw. We were all just kind of like coming out of the party state and going into it. And there was people dancing
with you, because ultimately life is short. You only get to play so much drums. So every time you play, or I play, I really want to make the most of that.
Dave's technical ability is amazing. He's able to do the technical fill, but also knows when to lay back and provide that backbeat and be the backbone. Now, as a drummer, you really got to know, no, I'm setting the pace. This is where we're at.
See, Dave's the kind of drummer that is just always in the pocket. Like, it's so easy to follow because the speed never changes. It's kind of like playing with a metronome.
As far as favorite original Crossroads songs, End of Suffering, yeah, that was my first Crossroads song that I really delve into. After learning this song, I found I just had a much better, more thorough grasp and understanding of the intricacies of Bryan's songwriting and stuff. He's an excellent songwriter and an excellent player. He's got a really excellent format down. He writes in a very way that it just makes perfect sense. Gets right to the point, doesn't really BS around, When I play, I feel like some of it maybe demands that drive factor. I think right when the vocals kick in for the first time, lends itself to that swing feel with a drive. It's kind of crazy. It's like he'll just, whip out another one, and I'm like, where did this? It's like he's got all these little surprises hiding in his back pocket, and he's super, super cool.
Thank you.
This has been a lot of fun. So this last summer, the residency at the Yella. This has been a lot of fun. Definitely like to thank them for hosting some very, very fun nights, and really helping us put on a great show and have a lot of fun with a great audience and all our friends. Yella Beak is awesome. I would highly recommend, if you're in the area, that you stop by and check them out. Go have a drink. If you're in the area on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, any night of the week, go have fun. Yeah.
Eventually, we started getting booked at Yella Beak. And in the course of 2024, we might have played Yella Beak 6 times. It definitely felt like a bit of a residency there. We were playing there once a month during all of their musical months. They don't host music the year round. Yella Beak is an awesome venue. The food is great.
Yeah, the Yella Beak, they have great food.
They've been really, helping us as a band, come from, let's say, a moderate 30-minute set to, let's say, building an all-night 3-hour long set. They have provided an awesome space for us and to grow in that aspect. And that's a really cool, very generous, very awesome thing they've been able to do, and we're super appreciative of that. Help build a lot of stamina. Playing all night after working all day can be a difficult thing. Sometimes, you'll even kind of surprise yourself, when you're the most tired, maybe at your most best. So.
We played around 6 shows during the summer, at the Beak Saloon in Enumclaw. It was a good experience, a good chance for us to test our playing all-night skills. We added a lot of covers to the set to fill out the night so we could play all night long. Adding the covers is, kind of a challenge, but a welcome one. We really like to have the challenge, and we never really played all night long before. That's where the challenge is at, and that's where the money's at, quite frankly. So, trying to provide an all-night show, that's the next step for Crossroads.
But what they required of us was for 50% of our show to be covers. And that's something that we've not done before. So not only were we playing 3 times longer than we had ever played, but suddenly we were in a rush for that first Beak show to learn 15 covers in like 3 weeks. It was insanity.
But once we got it, man, boy, we were on fire at that Yella Beak. When Bryan taught me Fuel, I learned it on a Thursday and had to play it on a Saturday. 2 days after, I didn't think I could do it, so kind of impressed with myself and impressed with Bryan's abilities. It was a lot of fun learning Fuel. Still one of my favorite songs to play.
Really looking forward to playing all night long and adding to these covers, because there's just so many great songs that you could be adding that people know the words to, that having them sing along is so important.
People enjoyed it. We did some Fuel by Metallica.
Fuel is a lot of fun to just kind of rip through that.
We've been doing all kinds of covers.
Yella Beak's been amazing. They let us play there. It was kind of like a mini residency. Every time it was great. A lot of cover sets, which people enjoyed a lot. We did like some Georgia Satellites.
We've been doing Prince, ZZ Top, Georgia Satellites.
Yeah, Georgia Satellites.
And that got people moving quite a bit. It was just a lot of good fun.
That's a good one. It's a fun one.
Georgia Satellites is a good one, and it's fun because I've been singing that song to the radio for 20 years. See, it was a lot of fun to start singing some of the songs. Adding the covers really helped us become a tighter band, I think. Just that constant repetition of work.
Maybe getting to do some casino shows where we got to showcase our covers all night long would be really amazing. The covers is really kind of branching out what we're really doing, so it's a good opportunity for us to hone our skills.
I like the Wicked Games cover a lot. I like the way Bryan sings it.
Chris Isaac, Wicked Games, that's one that I played for a long time now, and it's always a crowd favorite.
Doing cover material, is a killer way to build your stamina as far as something like playing all night goes, versus playing one half hour 45-minute set. And B, you're doing stuff that people really like to hear. You're happy to hear, inspire some dances and some good times, and everybody's down to have fun and have a good time. It's kind of like being at a party with your friends and playing that song, and all your friends are singing along. It's kind of like that on a bigger stage. Yeah, I love the vibe and having fun with that stuff.
Grow that new fan base of people that haven't seen us before. You can play to all your friends every show, but what's that really doing? You want there to be new people every time. And kind of the only way to do that is to put yourself in these situations where you go out, you don't know a single person, and you've got to win that crowd. And sometimes the best way to do that is add in a couple covers, get them to sing along. And then when you play your original music, they're a lot more receptive.
During that learning burst, though, I was given an opportunity that I had not yet received in Crossroads. Previously, I might have taken main vocals in a chorus or a verse here or there. When we started doing covers, I got a couple songs to sing myself.
Samantha has a really amazing growl quality to her voice. I never really hear it, and it's amazing. In combination with Bryan and stuff, obviously the more of that vocal range you can hit, the bigger you're going to sound, and they together they sound huge.
Folk Life was a pretty incredible experience, getting to play in downtown Seattle. We had the Space Needle right there. There was a bunch of people. We ended up playing like a dance competition. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but yeah, it was a great time getting to see people of all ages dance to our music. Folk Life is something that I would love to do again, so hopefully we get to go back sometime soon in the future.
Folklife was cool. Playing a festival in Seattle felt like playing home. I had visited Folklife many times as a patron, always had a great time, so I knew that we were going to have a great time playing.
To play at Folklife, it was a great time. We finally found the little venue place we were playing. It was tucked up in like a little stairwell. It was pretty cool.
And when we were watching the bands before us play, I remember Cody said, "Oh, these old folks are gonna break their hips when we start playing."
There was quite a bit of people there. The previous acts were a little bit calmer than what we would normally play, but that was okay. We ended up taking the stage and started playing, and there was a lot of people dancing. I think some people just weren't too into that style, but there was still quite a bit of people there.
Folklife was awesome. They had picked us to be in a blues dance competition, and when we got there, and it's a bunch of old people, and they're dancing to like a 1950s boogie woogie blues, we knew right then, like, we are going to break these people's hips. It actually went really well, though. I could tell a lot of people liked it, just some of the older crowd couldn't keep up.
Folklife is a great festival. You know, every time I go to that as well, you know, I have a blast, and we all had a great time, myself included. Cool stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So as far as getting to play there, it was good stage, good people. They got a killer sound system. The fact that it was a dance competition was, you know, I've never done that before. Definitely had a blast. Something I'd definitely do again. Having fun. At the end of the day, you know, life is short. Really want to love what you do. You know, definitely when you're a band starting out, you know, you're not always going to have the biggest massive crowd, and that's okay. You know, the whole thing is a process. It's really not a destination. It's an ongoing process for everybody. So the key is really to slow down, be in the moment. You know, that for me is very important. It's almost like a magical moment where my wants and my needs align as one. Good friends, good, you know, and good music. It's magic in a way that probably, you know, I may not be able to describe fully just yet, but, you know, maybe that's what the magic is to it.
Once Dave came in, it was like lightning in a bottle. Now we're back to 100%. Yeah, now we're going to hit the ground running. You know, I'm not too sure where the future of Crossroads is going, but it's feeling good right now, and it's building, and, you know, I'm really stoked for the future to come.